Coming up on Coastin' Through Asia, we're saying our farewells to Japan, as well as our friends. Good morning from our final stop here in Japan. That was our last ride.
That's a wrap.
But not before experiencing one of the most scenic parks of the trip.
Yeah, this is stunning.
And all of its bizarre attractions that got mixed reviews.
That was one of the dumbest rides I have ever ridden. More parks should not add those. So many firsts, so many quirky things.
Excuse me?
Seems like it'll be a productive day.
You know, there's a big old wooden roller coaster we could go ride right now, just saying.
No.
Or not. And it's all coming up next.
Good morning from Kijima Kogen, our final stop here in Japan. We are all the way at the bottom of the country, up in the mountains, looking out at this gorgeous view. It was like a 40-minute bus ride along these windy roads. It was crazy.
Yeah, this is a really cool location. And one thing I love about doing these trips is that, like, because we are going to theme parks, we end up in locations that, like, an average tourist, I guess, probably wouldn't seek out or even think to visit. And I definitely think this is one of those places, and I think it's going to be absolutely spectacular.
We took a limited express train to the town of Beppu, stayed right near the main station, and then took that bus ride up, and we are getting here right at Park Open. We're going to try and knock out as much as possible. They have 5 roller coasters here, including the massive Intamin Wind roller coaster, Jupiter.
Very excited for that one. This is y'all's last park for the trip.
I know, it's sad, but looks like a really good way to end it, because, my God, driving up here, reminiscent of driving up in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, you know, kind of where I'm from. I think the views are going to be pretty wild here. I'm very excited. Jupiter looks awesome. And you know, I think it's fun going to parks where you don't know really what they have for like dark rides, flat rides, water rides. So I think it'll be a good day.
Had to get one more New England reference in there, didn't
Always,
you?
always, you know.
Always just one more.
So admission into this park plus rides is 4,800 yen, which is like 33 US dollars. You can just enter the park for $10 if you don't want to ride anything. So then that would make an additional ride pass an extra $23. So should you just choose to pay to enter Kijima Kogen, you want to pay per ride, you can do that. Here you can see the prices listed. Jupiter's going to be the most expensive at 1,000 yen. And then you can see all of them individually listed here. You just get them at this kiosk. Looks like they only accept cash. Looks like they also have staggered opening times for some of these rides. Some don't even open until noon, 11:20. Yeah, very interesting. So now we got our wristbands. All we do is just show these at the entrance to the rides and we'll be good to go. The park is open, and here we are. There's no one else here. This is kind of crazy.
I mean, I've seen some people walking around, like if I look down that way.
There's a few kids, yeah.
It's definitely cool. I mean, school is back in session, but it is a Friday, so maybe later, I don't know.
The thing is, this does fall in line with a lot of the Japanese theme parks that just like struggle with attendance. And this is our first time here, so I have no context of if this is normal or abnormal.
I have no idea, but yeah, it's kind of a breath of fresh air after doing how crazy Universal was.
Yes, that is true.
That was like way too crowded, so I feel like this is overcorrecting now, where it's like, okay, now you can have an empty park. Enjoy.
Yeah. Here's our park map. So we start down here, and then we want to work our way to the back. That's where Jupiter is. Looks like they also got a huge Ferris wheel, drop tower. There's a green coaster right here.
It looks like a raptor, the way that it's drawn.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. I appreciate good artwork in a park map. And then 2 other roller coasters here on the right side. Heading down the stairs, we got the park's logo right here on the pavement. And our first roller coaster, which looks to be the May Show.
All right, this is the first thing when you walk in, so let's just see what it is. I have absolutely no idea.
Oh my. Huge play structures. And a ball pit, and I wonder where they're going. Why am I not the least bit surprised? I feel like that's not sanitary, but whatever.
It's the start of the day.
You know, there's a big old wooden roller coaster we could go ride right now, just saying.
No,
But guys, no, please. Oh, there's a small zip line here. When I say small, I mean like real small. I don't think that's meant for us. There's also like an obstacle course here, so you can like dodge these beams. I see a slanted rock wall right there. Nice kids play area. This is referred to as the free zone, so I think if you just pay the entry price and you don't have the ride wristband, you can still come in here. Now, here's something I can get behind.
Yay.
Okay. I think we have a minute.
Okay.
Where are we going?
To the other side.
Okay.
It's like some Mission Impossible.
This is Mission Impossible. What? Great job, Sarah.
I already did it.
Probably.
Dang.
I feel like I'm in a Mr. Beast challenge video.
Well, we would have lost $1 million.
I was gonna say, first person to hit a laser loses money.
Taylor.
I am so losing the $1 million. Yeah, I definitely screwed that one up. That was the medium level. Way to go.
That was a very tough last
You probably did better than I did, just saying.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck? Oh my gosh.
So this appears to be some kind of haunted walkthrough. So we are gonna check this out. If I'm not mistaken, this girl literally looks like the one from the Alton Towers dark ride. So if it's anything like that, it's gonna be freaking creepy. All right, here we go. All right, so far so good. Just some photos. Ah, Jesus. All right, nice. All right. Yep, that got me. Oh my God. Jeez.
They love their compressed air.
I see that. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that somebody was gonna get up out of bed. Oh God. Ooh.
Are we
Oh God. Oh no. Is it a mirror maze now?
Yeah, why not?
Ah, jeez. We're not doing great so far. All right, are we free? Is that it?
We're free. Homegirl took my
Oh my gosh. Hello. We did it.
Found all the school groups. We are by far the oldest people here. I like how the first view of this coaster is just a bunch of straight section, and then you see randomly an inversion back there.
Why do I think we're not supposed to be back here?
There's literally cars and trucks here.
Why does this feel like a backstage area?
Are we allowed to be here? I feel like there should be something going on right here, and there's not.
I'm scared. Whoa, but look behind you.
Oh, I love these mountains. Stunning. So if the sign out front is correct, then this coaster doesn't open for a little bit longer. But the May show's open, so we're gonna go check it out. Yeah, there you can see a couple of the inversions. And some of these guys.
They're so fun. Can we do it?
Can we ride the coaster?
All right, here's our train. Restraints look interesting. I'm really hoping this doesn't give me a nasty headache.
So it wasn't bad.
No.
But it wasn't good either.
I mean, it was no more or less janky than an old Aero corkscrew, in my opinion. It's fine.
The thing that makes this worse is the profiling is just not good. Like lots of slopes, very gradual moments. It's just like they didn't know how to do drops.
Yeah, it's all right. I didn't think it was that bad. I was way more worried than I needed to be.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I like how it's kind of like a longer layout than your standard like arrow loop and corkscrew. There's so much like grass coming out in the track. That was kinda cool.
Yeah.
Gets really low to the ground, that's for sure.
I honestly thought it was going to be awful and it was going to hurt a lot. So the fact that it didn't, it was better than I expected.
Yeah. No, for sure. That was all of their first time doing a Meisho corkscrew. They also have one of these over at Nasu Highland. Very,
so
very
you've
similar.
done one of these.
Yeah, and it's like, it's whatever. I think the weirdest, most quirkiest part about it is the braking system. So it's not magnetic, it is just tires.
I mean, it worked. We stopped.
Yeah.
So I can't be mad.
You don't see anything, and the track is just tires on the side, and then it just like skids it to a stop.
And if for whatever reason you don't want to ride the coaster, you can always play mini golf directly underneath it. And it is an upcharge, an extra 400 yen. A lot of smaller attractions scattered about here, including this one, which has a bunch of stuffed animals in it. This might be the smallest ride in this park. I'm pretty sure that's room for one person. No, not you. Anyone else? Literally, yeah, X. No.
In the short time that we've been here, this park definitely reminds me most of Nasu Highland, which is north of Tokyo. Both parks start at the top, work their way down to the bottom, have really scenic views. And honestly, this park even has a similar color palette with like the colored pathways, the big like multicolored Ferris wheel, even like the Meisho coaster looks to be like a tamer experience. And both of them were completely dead. We feel like we're the only ones in the park. But instead of Big Boom, you have Jupiter. So, you know, if you've been to one, kind of feels like the other.
This boat going up the lift hill is fully enclosed. What's even the point of a water ride? Like, where's Matt when you need him? This would actually be his kind of ride. And you know what? I bet they're all completely dry. And here she is, Jupiter, the massive Intamin wind roller coaster. And there's our station directly ahead. I only see a couple people up there, so hopefully we won't have to wait very long.
Off we go. We're in the front two rows of Jupiter going for a ride. I'm so excited for this thing.
Fun fact, this is the only roller coaster named after a planet.
Named after a planet.
Is that accurate? I don't know, I just made that up.
I don't know, is there a Mercury coaster or there's definitely no Earth coaster? Look at this. We have like an RC freelay. Whoa.
I feel like that would be sick in the back.
Oh my god. We're already cooking.
That is a really intense start.
Why is that so good for no reason?
Yeah, that's so weird.
They did not need to do
Is
that.
it wrong to say that that's my favorite part of the coaster?
What? Also, look how far away the station is from the lift hill. Like, we traveled all that distance because they put the lift hill all the way over here.
Yeah, that's weird.
That is weird. These mountain views are pretty insane though. Look at this. Yeah, this is stunning. Wow.
Yeah,
Look at this.
I think,
Is that a volcano or something?
I don't know, but
Like, why is it shaped like that?
I'm running through the planets and I think I might be right. The fun
Saturn
fact.
coaster? I don't know. Let's see. Big drop. Here's the real drop.
It's a pretty big track.
This is a big drop. Whoa! Wow! That is ejector airtime. Another big drop. Whoa! Nice. Wow! These dudes are nuts.
Oh my god.
Honestly, it's running pretty good for a ride built in 1982.
I know.
Going now. Nice.
So my restraint is pretty darn tight, but
They're really padded, too.
yeah,
It's
well
really
mine is like I'm very scared. But like the fact that I was still like getting popped is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I'd say the ending and the beginning are my favorite parts. The middle section is like it's a little like slow. I think it's honestly because it's early and the train isn't full.
Yeah.
And it'll probably I want to like ride this in the back later.
Oh, definitely
So I
back,
imagine
yeah.
it's gonna shred through that first part like
Right.
pretty
yeah.
aggressively.
That ejector pop,
Yeah,
that was
what
really
the
good.
heck?
I don't know if that will be as good in the back. That seemed like a front row thing. You had so much speed and then she was like, boop.
Yeah, that is violent right there.
That was
I love it.
violent. Yeah, wow. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, no, that was cool. That was very
Yeah,
cool.
we need more rides though to decide whether we like one.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
No, I like it more than Regina.
Already, she likes it more than Regina. I
do.
need a couple more.
I am, wow.
It's a lot bigger than Regina, that's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to brush my hair.
you do need a brush.
It's not great.
Good stuff. Yeah, we can go ahead. Okay, we've seen how it is up front. Now let's try the back. We're in the last 2 rows.
Hell yeah.
I think this is gonna be good.
I'm scared for this beginning part back here.
Let's give this a shot. Take me away.
Oh my god. Okay, alright, we're gonna. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Literally how?
Oh,
I can't believe it has that much speed before it hits the lift hill.
Wow.
That's wildly impressive.
I imagine this will have a little more of a bite back here, but
Yeah, but you know,
I don't
that's
think it's
okay.
gonna be that bad.
No, I think we'll be fine. Also, you guys see that view behind us? Look at those mountains.
Oh god, it's gorgeous.
That's nuts. Oh man.
Oh my god.
All right, let's do this. Will the first drop yeet us into oblivion? Time to find out.
Stay tuned.
Nah, not really. Oh. Okay, that makes up for it.
Oh man.
Whoa! Not really hitting airtime there. That one has airtime.
Definitely better back here so far.
Yeah. So of the 3 hills in a row, the middle one is the one that sends you up out of your seat. Halfway there.
Oh, that's better.
That was fun. I love going through the structure like this. Hey, let's go! Whoa, nice. Another one. Oh, that might be the best one so far.
Oh man. Yeah, I like that better back
Yeah.
there.
Okay, best part is the rise up after the drop, and then the second to last hill.
And the pre-drop.
Yes.
Or the
And the
pre-lift.
the pre-lift. Yeah. And I love the speed also, like after, like it really starts going, you just banking so hard.
That is awesome. Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
I definitely like this better than the one
Regina?
at Kobe. Yeah.
Oh, not even a
Okay.
question for me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Best wind coaster in Japan. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
You good?
Up to 3.
Yeah.
Get
I'm
some
just
hair
eating
going.
I'm just eating my hair. It's fine.
It's kind of
fine.
gross, Sarah.
I think it's a really good ride. I think I like it better in the back. That return trip, the airtime is actually like legit.
Right? I didn't know
Yeah.
there
Yeah,
would be.
definitely better in the back. Definitely also better than Regina too.
Oh yeah. Very, very unique layout. I loved it. And you add the views, like that's a solid ride.
Okay, now we
Really
just gotta backtrack to Hirakata Park and
And they
get
get wood coaster completion in Japan.
That's not really much of a task. is it?
No, it's not. Yeah. No, that's right. One day we'll go to Hirakata, I'm sure.
Yay, that was really good.
So after the 2 cycles that you just saw, we went around again 2 more times, bring our ride count to 4. And I gotta say, the ride's holding up pretty well.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. The ride is in pretty good shape considering it opened up in '92, which isn't that old, Megan.
Thank
She was
you,
born in '92.
Sarah.
I got you. I was worried that it was gonna be like uncomfortably rough, but it's not, which is great.
Yeah, now the thing that makes wind roller coasters like feel rougher than they would be otherwise is really like in the valleys, right? Like when you're getting all those positives, it's just like jackhammers. I don't feel like that's really an issue on this ride. Like I feel like the most times where you feel like some rough spots are maybe around like some of the turns, you know, which
I would say the
little
turns.
little side to side isn't too bad. I don't know, you guys were on some wheel seats. Did you feel like
I didn't find a major difference between the front and the back. I mean, for me, it was rough and like how I want a older wooden roller coaster to be rough. Like, I don't want them to be completely glass smooth like a GCI. Like, I like a little bit of bite to it. And you definitely feel it on that, but I wouldn't call it like, it doesn't try to kill you. You know?
Yeah.
I showed you what was probably the smallest ride at this park, but this might be second place. Here is a 1-person train that goes at an oval. Again, I am not entirely sure what the point is. I don't even see a ride operator here, so frankly, I think you might just push it, and that's how it goes. And if that was the second smallest ride of the park, this would be the third. Look at this. It's like a mini F1 track. Man, yeah. Only little kids can fit in that thing.
So one attraction type that Japan is famous for are these ice boxes because it gets so hot here. So they just have a way for you to go look at some theming in a really, really cold room.
Why do we not have these all over Florida then?
I know. And interestingly enough, we have somehow avoided them this entire trip. So leave it to the last day to finally go in an ice box.
Arigato.
I told you it's literally a freezer. It is frigid in here.
Oh my god, it's a walrus.
It said -27 Celsius. I don't know what the conversion of that is.
Look at that polar. It's
Cold.
cold.
It's
Oh my
cold.
God. Oh man, I don't know how long I want to be.
Exactly. These are always very quick attractions because it feels nice, but it is also very jarring. It is jarring.
Athletes pay a lot of money to do the heat and then the cold exposure back to back very quickly.
Honestly, yeah.
All they have to do is come into Japan. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It feels like a frozen tundra in here. All right. And that was it. That was it.
My glasses.
They all fogged up.
So Megan made an awesome discovery. They've got a little tiny spa here that is meant to be a foot bath. And seeing how we've walked well over 100 miles so far on this trip, I think we absolutely need to do this. It has a nice little notice making sure you know not to get naked in the middle of Kijima Kogen. Try to ignore the horrid tan lines on my feet, but this is like a little hot tub. Just like put your feet in.
Why is this in a theme park?
Because we're in Japan and they really like spas.
This is so bizarre. Like, what?
It's nice, right? Especially after how much we've walked.
Ooh.
Right?
Man.
I'm not mad about it.
The water right here is significantly hotter than the water down there.
Oh, it feels good.
Yeah. It does feel nice, but this is just so bizarre. There's Jupiter right there. And a non-water ride. This is the only water attraction in the park.
It's the way we've gone from the extreme of being in a room that is like negative 17 degrees Fahrenheit to putting our feet in water that is probably like over 115 degrees. So we love extremes.
I love that they have nice benches here, like facing this beautiful overlook. But they did something I'm really pissed about. I can't pitch my tent. Because it looks so utterly ridiculous, we are going to do the water shoot. And we fully anticipate remaining completely dry.
Where's Matt? Why would Matt leave for the one water ride that he would actually be able to do?
Literally, why? Why? What is even the point? There is no water on these seats.
This is so weird. Like, do you think it's because summer's over? But it's still hot.
It's like 85 degrees today.
Does it look
No.
like it comes off though? No, those look like they've been there since the ride was built.
Yeah. No,
Those
these are
bolts?
bolted in tight.
So, is this literally just about watching the wave go over you?
I guess.
Gotta be.
I mean, that might be cool.
Even the view through the screen isn't that good. It's all like scratched up. Like, here's okay, but this side is just like wrecked.
That was one of the dumbest rides I have ever ridden.
Literally the word I was gonna use. It was so dumb. Why?
It's so that you ride a water ride usually to cool off. But inside that thing, it's like 10 degrees hotter than it is outside, which is already pretty warm.
Like I need a water ride to recover from the water ride.
Yeah, that being said, though, the effect of watching the wave go over was cool. I still like reflex shut my eyes though. I don't know if you guys did too.
No.
Okay.
No,
I
I was so
wanna see the
focused
wave.
on not shutting my eyes so that I didn't brace myself. So when we hit, like I got a full gut check from
Oh,
the
it was
restraint. That was
aggressive.
a
Oh,
full.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was a hard stop for like no reason at all. Yeah, it's a big wave, but like, it's just stupid. Like, that there's no point to that ride at all. More parks should not add those.
They have a sky coaster here and it's called Birdman. I absolutely love that name.
I'm adding the Ferris wheel to the list of craziest things at this park because of this. What? There's an option for you to ride like fully exposed outside of a gondola? That is so bizarre. Yeah, here we go. This is so bizarre. I appreciate the cover though.
I do too. I was like, are we gonna like die up here of heat? I've never done a Ferris wheel where you're like exposed and facing outward. This is weird.
I've never even seen one before. This is definitely a one of a kind.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's cool.
a Ferris wheel though where you're standing up in like a cage.
Yeah, that's freaky.
That's freaky too. Yeah. And of course our best views are gonna be of Jupiter. We're right up against the first drop. This is like that turn that leads off from the lift hill.
So pretty from up here.
Yeah, this really lets you see the mountains.
And just how huge this ride is.
Oh yeah. So down there is the park entrance. You can see where we came in. Then walked all the way down there to Jupiter. And then there's the back. We haven't gone down there yet, but there's a couple other roller coasters there.
Oh, there's one that's like a decent size too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Vekoma roller skater.
Yeah, here's the thing is you can't truly tell how terrainy it is from up here.
Yeah.
Like as far as walking up and down hills.
Because hills don't look like hills from up here.
Yes.
That looks like a hill.
That is a mountain, honey.
Unlike the boat ride, more parks should add more outward-facing seats.
Yeah,
That was cool.
It
Yeah.
was very, very cool. It's very freeing. I don't know, because like being in gondolas is cool too, but something about just like hanging there is nice.
Yeah, and that's a really long cycle too. You're up there for a while. But even though we were up there for so long, we still only got one dispatch on Jupiter.
And it was when we were not in a good spot.
Yeah, the ops are really slow.
I'm not gonna lie, this teacup ride is kind of freaking me out.
Those are so unsettling. I kind of love them.
Crazy that the final park of Japan has so many firsts, so many quirky things that we haven't seen before on this trip. The foot bath, the Ferris wheel, the ice box for most of you guys. Like, this place is just all sorts of
water
quirky.
ride.
The weird water ride.
A me show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That is very true.
There's a lot of very Japanese things happening in this video.
Yeah, well, it seems like the further and further we've gotten away from Tokyo, the more like, I guess, I'm trying to think of the right word.
Different?
Here. Yeah, like than I'm used to. Like being
Which
in
makes
Tokyo,
sense.
yeah, being in Tokyo felt like kind of like being in Manhattan with like Japanese like culture like intermixed. Just
More
like,
local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're like in like I don't even know.
We're out there. Yeah, we're
like
way
that
out
feels like
there.
a city, but this is not. So I feel like less people have been able to speak even a little bit of English, which is fine. I expected it, but yeah, the further you go away, the more, I guess, deeper into Japan you get. I guess it's kind of similar to going to Manhattan versus going to the middle of Kansas, right?
Yep.
You know, you're gonna get a very different breed, very different culture, very different everything. All right, we're getting some lunch at like a sit-down place called like, what was it, Mary Arden's restaurant?
Yeah.
And when you pay for a drink, you get to go up and like serve yourself. And one of the things that they have up there with the drinks is, and it's listed as a drink, is called corn pottage, something pottage. It is literally corn water, like it is like liquid corn, and it's weirdly delicious. I'm very surprised, but I'm just drinking it like this.
Yeah. It tastes straight out of a can of corn.
Why is it so good?
I don't know.
I was like, this is gonna be. It looks like melted butter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Thank goodness it's not. And here's the food. This is pork cutlet. Very good. Honestly, reminds me a little bit more of like Wiener Schnitzel, but like Japanese-ified. And Sarah's food is really hot, so we'll talk to her later. Chicken tempura. Chicken tempura. Looks very good. Chicken tempura. All right.
Very good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. This place is very good. It's near the front of the park. Highly recommend. So here's this other roller coaster over here. Tons of rock work. It's called Gold Rush. Doesn't look to be open, unfortunately, which is too bad that we'll miss it. So we're gonna go do the shooting dark ride.
What the heck? This is so interesting. Hello.
This is very, very bizarre. You sit back to back.
Okay.
Sure, why not? Bye, guys. Oh, we rotate. Cool. All right. This is a very weird ride system. All right. Shoot the green lights. Oh, yeah, the rotating makes it kind of tricky, actually. Whoa, those are some pirate tits. You know what this needs? Music. Why is there no music? This is weird. We're just literally in a warehouse, like, with just some props put up. Oh, hello. And we're back at the station. That was the quickest ride ever.
I'm gonna add that to the list of dumbest attractions we've done at this park. There's now like 3 of them.
Yeah, like I feel like whenever we eventually do a superlatives video for this trip, there will be at least 2 attractions from this park on the list for weirdest rides.
Yeah. I don't know. That was, you know what? If you miss it, you didn't really miss anything.
No, you did miss something by not doing that because it's that weird. You should do it. All right, let's ride into Little Shoes. Everyone's sitting alone, right? I don't have to squeeze in with any of you.
Front.
Enjoy your front row ride. I'm taking the back.
Credit acquired, which means we just have one more ride that we gotta do, and that is the little dragon wagon thing that, I don't know. That one they might not let us on, actually.
Moment of truth. Oh, yes. All right, let's do it.
Honestly, it had a little bit of force to it. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, what's up with that?
It was not bad. Guys, how was your final credit of the trip?
The Dragon Wagon?
Honestly, that's a good way to send off the trip.
With the dragon wagon?
Yeah, I haven't.
I have multiple dragon tattoos.
There you go. Okay, that's fitting for you then.
I haven't
I
done a
don't know about
dragon wagon since Canopy Lake, which was my second ever credit, like
Wow.
mid-90s.
Aw.
That's the
So wait,
first time.
so
But
you
this is an
repeated-
advanced dragon wagon. It's a powered coaster.
But
It's
you
different.
I
okay? Hold
count.
on. But you repeated your first ever credit with Big Thunder
That's
on this
true.
trip, and now you ended the trip by repeating your second ever credit with a dragon
That's a
wagon.
good point, Sarah. Wow.
So what was your third? So you could do it for the
Third
next
was
trip.
Polar Coaster at Storyland.
All right, good luck
That's all.
finding.
Yeah, good luck.
We have to find another Hopkins for that one.
Good luck.
One attraction that is not included in your visit to Kijima Kogen is the go-kart track. There's a ticket machine where you can buy that extra upcharged attraction here. But very cool. It like circles all around the park. Oh my gosh. What even is this? All right, lead the way. How does this work?
There's a lever and you just push it down. And then at some point if we want to brake, we can brake. That's it. But it just stays down. I'm not touching it. It's just doing its own thing.
It sounds like gasoline powered.
Flooring it.
I don't know. There's like
This is flooring it.
that looks like a volcano. I mean, it might be.
Look at the coaster. I'm so sad it's closed.
Not right.
It literally has rock work around it. That's so dumb.
It's that color.
Whoa. Very close to the trees. It looks so janky. And we are back at Jupiter for one final ride before we head out of Kijima Kogen. Why not, you know?
Which will be great until we have to hike all the way back up to the top of the park. To leave.
True, yeah. But this park is really not that big land-wise. Like, navigating around is very easy.
You know what planet they steam a coaster to next?
Saturn.
Uranus. So mature. So begins our trek back up to the top.
Literally, yeah. Not looking forward to that, but looking forward to everything else that is still to come on the rest of this trip. But as for Japan, that was our last ride.
That's a wrap.
That's done.
That's a wrap.
You know what? It was good though. That was a fun one.
Yeah. What, the ride or the trip?
The ride.
Oh,
the
yeah.
trip was great too, but
yeah.
we're talking about Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter was really good. I really liked it. I would say it exceeded expectations. I was like expecting more like Regina And I'm trying to think of something comparable to this ride, like a wooden coaster.
I don't know what I would compare this to. Other than Regina, like, I think they do have a lot of similarities.
I don't know.
So I'll give them that.
It's really, really big. How about that? It's a really big wooden coaster and has a couple of really good moments and a couple of moments that are just nothing. You're just coasting along.
Not every airtime hill hits. The ones that do hit, though, are quite nice.
Oh, yeah. 2 of them are like downright aggressive.
Yeah, we did two rides there. I will say one of them was on a wheel seat. That was our first time actually riding on a wheel seat.
It do be a little rougher.
Definitely rougher, but not unbearable. The roughness is mainly like, again, like a lot of the side-to-side action almost feels like the train doesn't quite fit the track.
So she was saying, I don't know what coaster it reminded me of, and I think it's a mix of 2 coasters, and it's 2 coasters that Sarah hasn't been on, one that you haven't been on. I think it's a mix of Twister Knoebels and Shivering Timbers. Because Twister also has a pre-lift section that kind of like does that turn right into the lift, and then it does that turn around. But then obviously the out and back, that's where you get the Shivering Timbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shivering Timbers airtime is better for sure. So you got to get there.
And I now present to you the only shirt option for Jupiter. It's literally just a picture of the ride on a shirt. Not even the best view of the ride. In all the parks we've been to, this is one of the most popular merchandise items. It's just Kijima Kogen sweets. So these are just cookies wrapped up in pretty packaging. And that is like very, very popular here, which I'm not going to pretend to understand, but whatever.
And so that does it for our visit to Kijima Kogen. We are walking out of the front entrance, saying goodbye. You know what? This was a good time. It was a good park to end on.
So the park opened at like 9 and we are here until 3. So pretty long day. I mean, they closed at 5. I don't know that we needed those last 2 hours. I'm sure we could have found something to do with them. But none of us are like big coaster marathoners where we just sit on Jupiter like a bajillion times or anything. So I felt very satisfied. I feel like I did everything that I wanted to do except Gold Rush, which kind of stinks.
Yeah.
Such is life. Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I walked away with like 6 rides on Jupiter or something, which I'm very, very content with because who knows when we'll be back here, right? I mean, even in Japan, this is kind of out there. But I'm glad that we got to have a well-rounded experience with trying out all the other different attractions that were offered here.
Can I go? Is it
Yeah.
my turn? Okay, this is a very important question now. A few months ago, we made a video. Actually, at this point, it's probably been over a year whenever this is out. That we thought Jupiter would be a fantastic RMC conversion. Now that you've actually ridden it and we're not just going off of a POV, do you still think that?
I do think it would be a great RMC. I do think that. It is a fun ride as is. As I mentioned, there's only like maybe 3 airtime moments in the entire ride because there are several hills that don't really do anything. So I think it'd be a great RMC. That would definitely get me back here a lot sooner than I would otherwise. Like, I think it's fine the way it is, but an RMC would be cool.
Yeah, what do you think?
So my only point against that would be is that Japan only has 3 wooden roller coasters.
Okay.
And they have one of the best RMCs in the world already.
But it's
So,
pretty dang far away.
That's true, but I feel like, wooden coasters are I feel slowly becoming extinct.
Yeah.
And that's still a really good wooden coaster on its own. So I don't know if I'd personally agree with an RMC. I think it's fine as is.
Okay.
I would say the only time I would consider RMCing it is if the option is either get rid of it completely or RMC it. I think as long as they can maintain it as it is, it should stay as it is.
Yeah.
If it gets really, really rough, let's say the next 5-10 years,
Yeah.
sure. But I still think it's more than rideable. Like, it doesn't kill you.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with like a GCI redo as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Now here's the counterpoint. This park is dead. Are they having attendance issues? Do they need a new attraction, something to draw people in?
Fair.
Can they afford that?
I don't know if they can afford that, right? There's no way that would be a cheap installation, but I wonder if this park is struggling. I don't know. It seems like they are relying a lot on cheaper additions. I look at a lot of the attractions we did, they probably could have been done with a low budget. So
I don't even know what the population like Beppu is. I feel like it's not one of the major cities in Japan.
I don't think it is, but I also think that a factor at play here is that everything within Japan is pretty darn accessible. So if you live in Beppu, you could take a 45-minute bus ride to get here or drive here, which would probably take a similar amount of time. Or you could take a 3-hour train ride and do a weekend at Tokyo Disney.
Right.
Yeah. I will
You
say,
know?
I think Beppu is a touristy area because of the mountains, and I think there's hot springs. So I think that
Yeah,
does
so
draw
there
in
is
some
sightseeing
tourists.
activities
But,
around
but I don't think it's a big populated
national park,
area.
It's
too.
more of
Yeah.
like the outdoorsy hiking crowd than the roller coaster crowd.
Yeah.
What about both?
It seems like this is a stop that people make on a weekend trip where they're doing some exploring of the area.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of people probably don't come here just for the park.
Very
Yeah.
Storyland.
Some shots around Fukuoka, Japan there. You can see just how huge this city is. Some amazing views. We took a 2-hour train ride from Beppu to get here, and it was a very easy process. We've arrived at our Airbnb. Very homey, very cute, and tomorrow morning we are flying out to head to Taiwan.
I want to show everyone my favorite part of the Airbnb. Check this out. They have like a little thing where you can take a sticker and put it over where you're from.
Yeah, look, people from all over the world have stayed in this Airbnb.
Yeah, I put one on Florida because that's where we came from, but I also put one on New Jersey because that's where I'm originally from.
Nice. And there's already one over Richmond, so
There
that
we
spot's
go.
been taken. But yeah, can you believe someone came from like the top of the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah.
And
Christ
right
the
here,
Redeemer.
these people came from the top of the Eiffel Tower. Very, very impressive. And these people came by plane. Wow.
Oh my gosh, we should have thought of that.
We made sure to do laundry so we're all prepped for the next leg of our trip, and there's just socks lying everywhere.
Including my favorites.
I really hope that we accidentally leave these behind.
Oh no, never.
That's like scary. He looks even worse, like all crumpled up.
The
Like,
Figments.
yeah, it looks
twins.
awful. That's like nightmare fuel.
No.
Brian Tinbagen, this is where we say goodbye. You guys are flying out tomorrow to head back to the U.S.
Yes,
tomorrow night.
let's try not to cry in this clip right here. This will be a trip that I cherish for the rest of my life. I can't believe 2 weeks went by just like that. I mean, obviously, you know, roller coasters, all the parks we've visited, all the sightseeing. I'll remember the people the most. Just all the memories we get to share and all the laughs, the inside jokes. Man.
A lot of those.
A lot of
Oh,
inside
yeah,
jokes.
a lot of inside jokes. Thank you, Matt. Mostly.
And Dan.
Yeah, and Dan. Yeah,
Truly.
yeah.
Yeah, that was. I still like. We've been here for 2 weeks, and it's still really. I don't think it'll hit until we actually land back in the States.
That's kind of how it goes.
We went to
Yeah.
Japan for 2 weeks. We
Yeah.
rode Ejinaika, Kuge, Flying Dinosaur. You know,
Oh my god, you've been to Japan.
We've
Oh my
been
God,
to
you've been to
Japan,
Japan.
guys.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy for you.
Tokyo Disney Sea, like that was just like that was just insane. Absolutely.
That's just
magical
how these
trip.
trips
Yeah.
go, though. Like
Yeah.
you like enjoy it in the moment, obviously, but then when like a couple weeks have gone by or a couple months even, you're like, and you're having a conversation
Yeah.
with someone, and you're like, oh yeah, like when I was at Tokyo Disney Sea, and you're like,
We did that.
Wait.
Oh my
We
God.
actually did that.
Yeah.
Like what?
it's a very weird thing. It really
Yeah,
is.
But
and
no, like obviously, thank you too for having us
Yeah.
along. This was amazing, trip of a lifetime. Like that was just magical, incredible, insane.
I think
All
it's-
those good adjectives, you know.
Yeah, I think it's very telling that it's like, oh my god, we've only been here for 2 weeks, but at the same time, it kind of feels like a month. And I feel like that's the kind of feeling that you want, and the kind of feeling that we got doing
Oh,
with
yeah.
you guys is
Yeah,
that
for sure.
you know the time went really fast because we were enjoying it, but then you look back and you're like, oh my god, look at how much stuff we packed into 2 weeks.
how was that 2 weeks?
I can't imagine what is coming next for you guys.
I don't even know because I like think to like the fried chicken night at
Oh my god.
the resort at Disney,
pajama
and that
party.
feels like
The
it was
pajama
last
party.
year
A
at this
lifetime
point.
ago, yeah.
Like it's insane. Yeah, time is weird.
Yeah.
And that is
Totally
only
too.
halfway for you guys.
Literally,
Yeah.
only half. Yeah, we still have a lot more coming, but thank you guys for coming.
Of course,
And we're so
guys.
glad that you had a good time.
I love you guys.
Love you.
I cannot believe we're about to say goodbye to Japan. That is crazy. Also, you look like a Jedi Knight.
I am a Jedi.
I feel like this would definitely be more sad if this was like the end of our trip, but because we still have so much more to look forward to, I'm very excited about what is to come. But this portion of the trip has been awesome. My voice is totally shot
You
from
sound
the past 2
horrible.
weeks. Yeah, I need a good night's sleep, guys.
Usually it's me who sounds terrible, but I'm okay.
No, my voice is not doing good. Tomorrow we are not vlogging. We're just going to explore the city of Taipei. We might throw in a couple shots before the next vlog for you guys to see. The first park of the Taiwan trip will be Liufu Village, which should be really, really cool. That is the northernmost park we'll be visiting, and then we're going to work our way all the way down south.
Every time I hear Liufu, I keep thinking it's LeFou, like from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
So
yeah.
LeFou!
For the record, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm probably not, but that's okay. We'll figure it out when we get there. Anyways, today was great. Yeah, I'm definitely beat.
This
but-
whole experience was great. Like,
Yeah.
I got to be with so many people that I love so much, and it was just a hilarious, wonderful dynamic, and so goofy, and I don't know. I feel very, like, lucky to have done this with everybody.
A lot of good memories and a really good balance of attractions and places that we visited. You know, it was more than just the theme parks. We really got a lot of really cool cultural experiences, and I think we showed some really cool ones in this series.
Oh my god, I do look like a Jedi.
You need to go to bed.
I really do.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned for the next vlog coming soon from Taiwan. Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
On the next episode of Coasting Through Asia, we're kicking off the next leg of our trip in Taipei.
The start of an epic 5-day trip where we're taking on Taiwan from top to bottom.
Starting with the most themed park in the country.
This flume looks incredible. That is some Disney level detail.
Unlike Disney Sea, though, I don't know that they have the rights to that. Hopefully everything's open. The main coaster here is an Intamin Impulse coaster, which we haven't seen it go. Here is another ride that's down.
There's a lot of closed rides here.
And things get a little weird.
They have strung up a bunch of baby dolls and covered them in blood.
And it's all coming up next.